Bitten on a first date, bled out by midnight, resurrected by dawn, and back in class before roll call. Turns out, death was just a minor inconvenience. Rebecca still owes me popcorn. I hadn't expected Rebecca to ask me out. Truth be told, I hadn't expected anyone to ask me out, much less one of the most popular girls in the class. But then I was part of the Dungeons and Dragons crowd, not cheerleader, class president, amazingly hot-looking like she was. But Mom always said, never pass up an opportunity. So I said yes. She smiled at me, the kind of smile that was reserved for the main character in Hallmark movies. "Great, I'll pick you up at 6, she said, her baby blue eyes almost seeming to sparkle. I told Mom about it, of course. One of her rules was to know where I was at all times. Annoying at almost 17, but given the nature of her job, I didn't give her too much fuss over it. She picked me up in her Mercedes. Must be nice having a fancy car like that. But then, my old Chevelle would be nice one day, when the wheels were bolted on and the engine was finished. I had suggested dinner and a movie, but she waved off the dinner part. Said that it was too crowded, and she wasn't that hungry. The movie was okay, even though I paid for it, and the popcorn too. She didn't have any of that either. Not that I really noticed, because she snuggled up next to me seconds after the trailer started. Afterwards, she drove out to the lake, despite the fact it was a school night. To be honest, I was starting to worry at this point. She was all over me on the drive there, and I just knew I'd either say something stupid or do something stupid. There was no way I was this lucky. As her fangs ripped into my neck, I realized, yep, I wasn't lucky at all. Just before everything went black. The next morning, I paused outside the classroom door. I made sure to have the same jeans I was wearing the day before, still muddy, with leaves stuck to my shoes. The shirt was new, though, one of those doctor shirts. Seuss numbered Thing shirts from the Cat in the Hat. This one had Thing 2 on it. Mom has a sense of humor. I waited just a second as Mrs. Mercer started taking roll. Just before she got to my name, I burst through the door. "Here, sorry I'm late," I yelled, drawing amused glances from most of the class and one terrified look from Rebecca. I didn't even notice that I tripped, almost falling into my desk next to hers. Her eyes were big as a natural 20 as I smiled at her. "Hey, Becca, I had a great time with you last night. Can I borrow your notes? I lost mine somewhere." There were hushed whispers from the class. Evidently, she didn't tell anyone who she was going to the movies with. The whole classroom's eyes were on her as she handed them over wordlessly, her hand almost trembling a bit. I smiled, then turned back toward Mrs. Mercer, ignoring her for the rest of the class. I only had a B average in here and needed to bring it up. To be continued.